2019-20, I used to work as a customer insight analyst for a global private aviation company based in Mayfair, London, called VistaJet. Their office is behind me. 2020, right, COVID, the whole epidemic happened. In March 2020, we started working from home. In April, most of the office was put on furlough. In June, when all the restrictions loosened, I decided to go to Poland for vacation. When I did so, I got invited to a camping trip by a friend of mine who I did not meet with him in 5 years, right? All of a sudden he invites me to a camping trip. July 11th, 12th, 2020, near Bydgoszcz, quite remote location. At around 9 p.m. I lost consciousness. I woke up 7 hours later and I did not think much about it. I mean, those things happened. Then after that camping trip, a string of bizarre, strange things started to happen. A lot of strange situations started, very unusual situations started to happen. At some point in September 2020, I connected that to a private video of mine. Thought this was about that. And then around November 2020, I realized that all that strange behavior is linked to that camping trip, that something happened during that camping trip. So in late November, I compiled a report for the police, employees dying in mysterious circumstances, global private aviation company. So I decided to report that case to Scotland Yard. I went to their office. I was told that it's not a crime reporting office, that I should go and report it to the nearby police precinct, Charing Cross Police Station. So I did, despite precinct being pretty much empty. I was told that I need to report it online due to COVID. Here I was with a hard drive containing, all the information about the suspected criminal case, very serious one as it seemed, right, involving police officers. But I was told to report it online. I just couldn't find a proper field for such complex case. The same day I decided to report it to the National Crime Agency. When I arrived there was no office, it was just a black door. I managed to get an email sent to me. I replied back with a brief overview of the case. I was replied that the National Crime Agency is not a crime reporting office, that they're sorry, that I should report it in Poland. Looked bizarre, right? Here I was with a hard drive, 70-page report about a suspected criminal case, and no one wanted to take that. I called a non-emergency number from a non-smartphone because at the time I suspected that my phone is being hacked, eavesdropped on. I managed to get an appointment at Brixton Police Station. I arrived there slightly late. There was a queue in front of that precinct. People in that queue, they seem to be in very good mood, right? So people queuing up for the police station, smiles on their faces, quite funny, right? I was made to wait for about an hour, before I was seen by a female clerk. So here I was with a hard drive containing all the evidence about the suspected criminal conduct. They wouldn't print a 70-page document, right? They declined to print pretty much a crime report, right? That was a crime report, 70-page document that was on the hard drive. I said, you can have the hard drive, just print out the 70-page document, and that's my crime report. Female clerk said that the printer is only for it's for police matters only. How bizarre, right? So I briefly left the station. It was late evening, right? I briefly left the station to look for a print shop. Obviously, due to late evening hours, I couldn't find one. I came back. Same female clerk gave me small pieces of paper, said write it down on small pieces of paper. I was absolutely appalled. I mean, it looked like a joke, right? At some point, a male officer appeared. He said that he's gonna get a detective to call me the next day. A detective called me. I sent him the 70-page document, password protected, right? He said that he's gonna submit it to the Interpol due to the international nature of the crime. I did not hear from him since. I sent a couple of follow-up emails. One of the suspects sent me a video. He was filming himself driving, and as he was passing by my parents' flat, he turned the camera and the music changed abruptly to more aggressive, track. Based on that, I sent a couple of emails, 2-3 emails to the same detective requesting protection to be provided to my family. I did not hear from that detective since. I had a conversation with my dad. He told me that he called me that night, and Franciszek, one of the suspects in this case, picked up the phone and said that Łukasz is under control. Right? There was a brown wall behind him. I got called to a disciplinary meeting VistaJet came up with some trivial things in order to justify that disciplinary meeting. That disciplinary meeting was held with two individuals, Ruta Wojtkiewicz, the HR newly hired. Well, she only got hired in 2020, right? I never met her in person, and my direct line manager, Luke Cassier, at the time. So it was a video call. I recorded it all. I said that the performance lapse, however you want to call it, were caused by distress due to me, finding out that I might have fallen a victim of a sexual assault, right, whilst I was in Poland. Luke Cassier smirked. He laughed when I said so. Ruta, she took it somewhat seriously. In the recording, you will hear her saying, "Shouldn't you be taking leave?"
So, Lucas, are you well enough to work? Should you be taking time off?
There's no other person that can do what I do. So, I was thinking about some compassionate leave. I don't know, like some sort of a leave, but like who's going to do the reports? Like I said, this has to be done.
But that's kind of irrelevant here. But then I do think. So, but since you found out about this, or since that kind of you discovered that this has happened.
Given the gravity of that allegation, of that suspicion, I should have been put on a mandatory leave, right? So with that in mind, within 17 days, right? So that's December 1st, I think, December 1st, 2020. Within roughly 2 weeks, December 17th, I got called out of nowhere. Like abruptly, my computer locked. That phone call is available on my website as well. And they terminated me on the spot, completely made up reasons, was not even given the right to defend myself, nothing. I think by default you're entitled to some sort of HR hearing with a coworker. On the spot, I was terminated, right? They asked me to send a 70-page document, after which within 30 minutes they said that they glanced through it. That's it, you're fired, right? I flew back to Poland. I visited that camping site, that village where we were camping at. I spoke with the owner of the estate that we were camping on, along with my dad. And he did say that, and I have it on record, he did say that when I passed out, around 20-30 individuals showed up when I lost consciousness.
Jechali, nie? W nocy. Ekipa. I tak z ciekawości, ile tych osób było, jak ty przyjechali? To było 10 osób, 15, 20 czy więcej? Chyba grupa taka. Ale sporo, nie? I to było tak, ale co, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus?
Nie, to ponad 20. Ponad 20, ale nie liczyłem wtedy to.
No pewnie, a proporcja kobiet i mężczyzn, to było więcej kobiet czy mężczyzn?
And then he abruptly started telling me things that were in my recollection, and he was telling them as if he was telling me something new, right? So he must have realized that he said something that he wasn't supposed to say. In that document, there is information about misconduct, also available on the website. You can clearly see that these people were there to harass me, to cause some sort of distress. It just doesn't make sense what they're saying in that video call. At the time, I didn't think it was connected with the camping trip. At the time, in October 2020, I thought that whatever was happening, all the bizarre things that were happening around me, that was linked with a 2015 private video of mine. No one had the right to know that this is me on that video, let alone to have that video, right? So I thought it was linked with that, and also I thought it was linked with some sort of a romance thing, right? Because one of the co-workers, Leah, all of a sudden after the camping trip, when I came back to London, she started inviting me to quasi dates. She even organized a birthday outing for me along with another co-worker. It seemed suspicious all of a sudden, and she's in a relationship at the time, right? So quite bizarre. And then at some point in October, I realized that she might have been having some sort of romance. There might have been something. She might have been conspiring against me with my friends from Poland, right? With my friends from Poland who happen to be police officers, right? I thought that she was creating an impression of being interested in me, but at the same time she was, actively. She was dating my friends in Poland, and they were trying to come up with some sort of a joke, some sort of a heartbreak scenario for me, right? And that's the reason I recorded that October 12th call. On 2 occasions, you can hear them. You can hear Anita and Alexander saying raped, and this is disguised as great.
Yeah, beautiful countryside. So, yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah, beautiful countryside. So, yeah.
right. So,
So the love child, so it's great. So the love child, so it's great.
But clearly you can hear them saying raped. At some point, Alexander says abused, but he's still.
It's mostly your expenses from using his car. I always have my own. I love the fact we used to get Emily to do it.
saying, hey, Lucas, you're about to fall asleep, man. You gotta have a call.
Yeah, do the Lucas.
Clearly it indicates that these people were there to harass me, right? So I recorded this whole conversation. They're raising a toast to that deceased co-worker, and you can hear Alexander saying to the shitter a year ago. It only got worse, actually.
So let me get those guys. Should we raise a little drink to Rim?
I think we should. Yeah.
Guys, just doing a toast to a dear colleague Rick, the shitter a year ago. It's only got worse, actually.
Yeah, but also so we're all here together.
At which point Carolina, the head of customer experience team, starts laughing.
Yes. That's
Cheers, Rick.
Cheers, Rick. Yep.
Ricardo.
That these people have some sort of an inside joke going on there. Then within the same call, there's a second toast to Ricardo.
Celebrating Ricardo's life, which is lovely.
Yeah, I can't believe it's a year.
They're trying to distract Carolina.
We still love you, we still think of you, and to the best pal ever. We miss you hugely. Hope you're happy up there. Lots and lots of love from us all. To Ricardo.
Ricardo.
They realized that her laugh was some sort of a dead giveaway. They were there to watch her, to make sure that she doesn't laugh again, right? In January, I reported this case to the police in Poland, or Attorney General in Poland, via email. I got an email reply, acknowledgement from a department that deals with foreigners, which sounded super bizarre. Then I came back in 2021, beginning of February, I came back to London. Strange things started to happen in the flat I was living at the time. I still am, as of May 11th, 2023. I'm going to be moving out soon. Flat 24 Taxted Court, SE16, 2BU, London. Strange things were happening medically, strange symptoms. There was a week where my feces and urine, distinct smell of paint, chest, strange sensations in my body, like I couldn't contract my leg properly. A couple of visits to A&E at St. Thomas at the end of February 2021. At the end of February, all the sensations, everything that was happening around my body, at some point I had was like strange chest squeezes. I ended up going to A&E at St. Thomas. I was afraid for my life, right? Context here is Ricardo, the CEM, the employee who died in 2019, October 2019. A month prior to his passing, he was admitted to A&E. He was accompanied by Corina, another co-worker of Portuguese descent. He had lower back pain, supposedly. So obviously at the time I'm super distressed, right? A&E. I was afraid for my life, right? So I formatted all of my phones. Receptionist at St. Thomas, she said that she never saw anyone come out alive to tell the story, something like that. Super fucking distressing, right? So I disposed of my SIM cards during that visit. So we're talking about February 26, 2021, I think. That will be the date. St. Thomas Hospital in London. Chest squeezes. At the time, weeks prior to that visit, I'm drinking a lot of water, a lot of milk, trying to flush out whatever's in my system, right? Feces smelling of paint, distinct green color. I don't know what that substance was. And also there was a mark on my inner thigh. But most likely what happened is someone was entering that room, they injected something to cause that visit to St. Thomas, during which they could have, they sanctioned me under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act. When I was trying to leave the hospital, when I was afraid for my life, right? Chances are, it's even though I was what's the word, discharged from that, whatever that is, section, right? That never was warranted. There was never a reason for that to be put in place, other than obstruct the course of justice. I did request a document pertaining to that section. It was provided to me. I'm going to put it on the website as well. It's full of discrepancies, full of discrepancies at the very least, right? Potentially deliberately. I'm going to be posting more materials about this soon. Right now there's 3 parts of the documentary in English, 4 parts in Polish. Part 4 in English will be posted soon. Stay tuned, spyairline.com. All the materials are available on the website. Thank you.